All right, guys, pictures up.
Pictures up.
Pictures up.
Let's roll sound.
Rolling.
Rolling.
Sound speeds.
Camera speeds. 2. Awesome. Take 2. Mark.
Set. And action.
Welcome to the Penn Cinema Podcast, your behind-the-curtain connection for movie news and reviews. Now here are your hosts, Penn Ketchum and David Moulton.
Welcome to the show. I'm David Moulton.
And I'm Penn Ketchum. What's up?
Dude, we're back in the studio live.
We are back, and as we always say, after having done a live show, it's good to be back on our home turf.
Yeah.
Complete in Box is awesome.
Right.
And I had so much fun being up there. And it's like I usually say about vacations, like, the trip was great. I'm happy to be home.
Yeah. Well, you know, I like to think that we're on our home turf, so we're going to win.
Right. Right.
We're out there. You never know. It's anybody's game.
Right. But we got a pretty good road record.
Yeah, it's true.
You know, I think.
I mean, we've definitely come home from every game.
Right. It's a win.
So, some notes about last week. Apparently, the comments that we heard from everyone was like, "Those guys are laughing a lot." Spencer's wife said she walked by and said, "I don't know what they're talking about, but they're laughing their asses off."
Well, that's how Amy describes the show. She's like, it's 2 minutes of movie talk and 58 minutes of laughing and giggling.
What?
Come on.
So accusatory.
Honey, we're so serious.
Yeah.
We are legit grown-ups.
100%.
Right.
So one thing that I noted after I set it up is, so I thought, oh, we'll just put this thing out raw, like,
yeah,
it was there, like you were there, like you'll hear it, because we do the intro and the outro during it. One of the things is the board doesn't, like when I hit mute on the board, it doesn't mute the recording. So during the intro and the outro, there was a little bit of us talking. I was going to go edit it out when I found out in the morning, but then the people I talked to said, no, leave that in. Like,
oh, interesting.
We liked hearing what it was like to hear you guys like getting ready for, like, you know, asking, can you hear this? And then at the end of the show, I guess we were talking about popcorn buckets or something over the outro, and people thought that was really interesting. So I left it in.
Yeah, all right.
So that was
hopefully that always, you know, it's like hot mic. Yeah. Always makes you a little nervous. But I think that's one of the things that I'm most proud of about this show is that, like, it is, the whole show is so unfiltered.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like there's no chance that I would say something to you before show or after the show that I wouldn't also say to you on air.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it speaks to how consistent or how genuine in, you know, some word like that.
Right.
You know,
right.
Authentic. That's a hip word.
That's the word.
Yeah, that's a cool word nowadays.
Certified.
People say that shit. You know what else people say? Brat.
Yeah.
Have you heard about this?
That's the new one.
Yeah.
Because they're using it in the political field, so it's kind of.
Well, it's a political thing.
It's not a political thing, but they're using it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It started in music, right?
Right. Yeah. Charlie XCX.
Now I'm just embarrassing myself because I know so little about it.
You are hip. No cap. Yeah, I think I used that.
Right.
All right, let's get into the news. You ready for the news?
Baby, born ready.
This week was Comic-Con. Did you know that?
Oh, of course I knew that. What are you talking about? San Diego Comic-Con. You know how I knew that? Because last week and the week before we were talking about trailers, and we both talked about whether or not stuff was waiting for Comic-Con. Because I was saying they dropped, well, if you remember, I said they dropped a Captain Marvel, but then I was corrected. It was Captain America. Dropped a Captain America trailer, and I was saying they dropped it so that they could get 2 bounces, one for the drop and one for when people started Deadpool, but then you more accurately observed, and they get a bounce at San Diego Comic-Con. So yeah, I knew. I'm in the know.
Whoa.
I know these things.
Whoa.
I added it to the list of things that I know.
That's insane.
Well, it's a short list.
There's only so much room in that brain. You know? So there wasn't as much news as I thought there would be. But I reserve that today it's 11 a.m. Sunday morning. There's still a lot of show to happen on Sunday. So we could see a decent amount of trailers come out today.
All right, David, let's give you the opportunity to impress the hell out of all of our listeners. It's Sunday morning.
Okay.
What do you want to predict comes out of San Diego Comic-Con on Sunday afternoon? And also, just to give you a moment to think about this, when does Comic-Con end? Is today's the last day? All right, so so somebody somewhere was like, let's drop our big announcement at the end of the show. I'll make
Superman suit.
I'll make a prediction too.
Yeah.
All right, you have a Superman suit?
Yeah.
That's your prediction? Okay, we're going to talk about San Diego Comic-Con news, so I'm resisting the urge to ask you a bunch of questions. Here's my prediction. You know what was missing from all the news, what nobody's heard about?
What's that?
Star Wars. I say Sunday afternoon, somebody drops a good nugget. I'm not saying a major announcement or anything like that, but I'm saying drops a good nugget about the future of theater, and I'll even narrow it down so as to make it even more impressive when I'm right.
Okay. Well, I'm kind of with you on that, but at the same time,
Too late, buddy. You already picked Superman.
But the reason that I'm disagreeing is because they often save their announcements for D23. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Are you not listening to me? Yeah.
So what's D23?
That's Disney's. They have their own.
What's the significance of the 23?
I don't know, honestly.
Okay.
But D23 is the Disney convention.
Yeah.
But
I wonder why it's called D23.
Everyone's favorite sister will have to let us know why it's called D23.
Come on. All right, David, walk us through a little bit of Marvel.
Okay. The Fantastic Four movie has officially been titled Fantastic Four First Steps. It's set in an alternate 1960s. They revealed a bunch of things. They revealed Galactus. They had a little bit of a teaser trailer at San Diego Comic-Con. I watched a handy cam footage of it, kind of thing. Someone filmed it on their phone. And it's like an old TV service, like science video starring the team. And you don't really see a whole lot except for you see Galactus and you see Dr. Doom's mask. Now, this is the other big news.
Yeah. I thought this was stunning news.
Oof, this is not getting good traction.
Why? What?
Yeah. Because a lot of people are saying this nullifies and the whole heart of Endgame, and it just takes away from the character.
All right, say the news.
We have Dr. Doom, who is going to be the centerpiece villain.
Can I just
going forward?
Can I just pause right there so that I want to share a visual with you and the listeners? Mm-hmm. When I was in high school, there was this tiny kid, and I forget his name.
Yeah,
but I'm telling you, he was tiny, right?
Yeah.
And he played defense. We all played both directions, but we called him Dr. Doom.
Why?
Just because it was so ironic. Because he was
so tiny.
Yeah, he weighed like 85 pounds. He thought he was like super tough kid, but
right.
Which he was not.
What?
Yeah, right. But so, a lot of times in football, you would, in camp, like in practice, you would put a piece of duct tape on the front of your helmet and write your name on it so that your helmet doesn't get mixed up with everybody else's. And mine said like Penn, and, Denny's said Denny, and, this kid, his helmet said Dr. Doom. All right, so anyway, Dr. Doom, they announced.
Who people have been clamoring for.
Mm-hmm.
And now there's some big news here. The two big news things is that they revealed Dr. Doom. They revealed something about Dr. Doom that I'm going to get to, but then they also revealed Dr. Doom is now the new big bad. It was going to be Kang the Conqueror.
Right.
It is no longer Kang because of what happened with
Jonathan Majors.
They are now pivoting to make Dr. Doom the big bad. In this movie, Dr. Doom will be played by Robert Downey Jr. meaning that Doctor Doom will be a variant of Tony Stark, which doesn't make any sense. And a lot of people, like the internet's really against. And I am too, unless they make him a new character voiced by Robert Downey Jr. And the big thing about Doctor Doom is that he has a ton of scarring. So if they scar up his face and make him look totally different, so he doesn't look like Robert Downey Jr. and he's not supposed to be Tony Stark, I think that'll be great. But changing Victor Von Doom, which is his name, to be Tony Stark is a bad move. And I'm not for it. I'm for the actor. I'm not for what they're doing with the character. Mm-hmm. I think it's cheap, and it stinks of desperation on Marvel's side. Marvel's been having some trouble, as we all know.
They're not having that much trouble.
Well, not this weekend.
Not anymore.
Yeah. Just before we move on, so with the change of Doom becoming the big bad, the first Avengers movies, which is now confirmed to the next two will be done by the Russo brothers. It was going to be Avengers Kang Dynasty and Avengers Secret Wars. Now it is... shoot, I didn't put it on here.
Doomsday.
Avengers Doomsday is what they're calling it.
In 2026.
In 2026, and Secret Wars will be in 2027. Yeah.
So you're the Marvel expert.
I am a guy who pretends to be a Marvel expert.
You are the Marvel expert, nationally recognized.
National Geographic.
And as recently board certified.
That's true. I didn't want to, I was trying to play coy.
No, I know, but you're a modest guy, so you didn't need to, make a whole show of it. Mm-hmm. Although you did have your certificate bronzed and hung in the lobby, which I felt like was ironic because after you bronzed it, nobody could read it anymore.
Well, when I bronzed it, I turned it into a press, heated it up, and branded myself across my chest with it.
Right. So if you want to read David's board certification as a Marvel nationally recognized and board certified Marvel expert, you're going to have to look at his chest. You're going to have to look at the tattoo. No, it's not a tattoo, a brand. A brand.
Yeah.
He was branded.
And if you think you see me in public, go up to him and say, prove it. Yeah. Take off your shirt. No introduction.
Right.
Just say, prove it.
Take off your shirt.
Take off your shirt.
Well, anyway, congratulations, because I know that was a lot of hard work went into that.
It hurt.
Yeah. And you had to attend that conference in Omaha. Mm-hmm. I mean, that was
the hardest part.
That was the hardest part.
I walked.
Yeah. I told you to drive, but
I wasn't into it. I wanted to walk.
Right. You wanted the full experience,
right?
Which good for you.
Yeah.
Which also I know. I said I was going to go to that with you, but after I watched Twisters, I was like, nah.
Why would I ever go out there? Well, that's where I walk. You see lots of cars.
That's a really good point.
I can't grab a pipe on the ground, if I'm in a car.
Not taking any chances.
Yeah, exactly.
No chances, Molten. That's
my name. All right.
So anyway,
Deadpool.
what I was getting before we get to Deadpool, what I was building up to, what I was trying to qualify was you're the board certified Marvel expert,
right?
But I have opinions about Marvel.
That's true.
What would you call them? You would call them lay opinions, like a layman's opinion on this news. And I'm a little bit conflicted because on the one hand, I think Robert Downey Jr. his involvement can only be good for Marvel. But on the other hand, I hear what you're saying about is this just like a band trying to recreate their greatest hits record? You know what I mean? Like they got the Russo brothers, they got Robert Downey Jr., how much of this is, you used the word desperation. It does not feel desperate to me, but it feels a little bit like, what would have made me happier was instead of Robert Downey Jr., how about some up and coming star who previously had not been in Marvel? You know what I mean? Because we talked a couple weeks ago about A-listers. What about one of these young A-listers? What about my boy from Twisters? What's his name? Pullman? No.
Rob.
No. The hot guy.
Yeah.
It's not Rob.
Is it Ron? Start with an R? Glenn Powell.
Glenn Powell.
You know, Ron.
Ron, Rob, Glenn. You know.
Whatever.
Yeah.
The hot guy name.
Somebody like that.
Yeah.
Like Rob Rod Glenn Powell would be the man. Like that would be sick. You know, him like announcing like that, you know, something along that, like him or Travis Kelce, one of them, like some young, you know, face that is like brings enthusiasm and freshness.
Or even if they would have been like, oh, Edward Norton, like somebody who's been something who's not that character anymore.
Sure.
Or, you know, because he played the Hulk, but he's not
I'm
the Hulk.
aware of who Ed Norton played.
I mean, clearly.
Stop.
Come on.
It's the Chris's that I can't keep track of.
Right.
Chris Pine, Chris somebody else, Chris
Hall,
Hemsworth, Chris Hall Productions, you know. Coldplay. I love that dude. My man Coldplay came to the live show.
Yeah. I mean, because he was going to be there anyway.
Well, you're right. He didn't come to the show. He was being there anyway, and we happened to be doing a show.
Yeah.
But my boy was right there.
The whole time.
He was locked in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah. I agree. It should have been somebody else. But I think post Jonathan Majors, they're afraid of.
No, fair enough.
They're afraid of new blood.
I'm fair enough. But here, let me. So that's the one side of the coin, and then I want to push back on the other side of the coin. So the first side of the coin is, hooray for Robert Downey Jr. I kind of wish it was somebody young and upcoming, like a fresh star, like Rob Rod, Glenn Powell. But let me push back on the other side of the coin is like, I just hate it when the internet like doesn't give somebody a chance.
If they make him, like I said, if they make him Victor Von Doom and like he's playing another character and he's not Robert Downey Jr. and he's not Tony Stark, like he's a character actor.
Okay, but how about
but I don't want him to be a variant of Tony Stark.
Okay, so how about how about everybody just settles down?
No.
Denied.
Sorry. Motion overturned.
Denied. No. Okay, moving on.
Yeah.
We're going to save the Deadpool news for our Deadpool review.
Okay.
But we do want to talk about our all-time favorite producer.
And actress.
Star, director, producer,
writer,
grip. Caterer.
Yes, a lunch specialist.
Right. Everything, she's our favorite.
Medic.
Assistant to Elizabeth Banks.
Yeah. Our favorite assistant to Elizabeth Banks.
Right. Everybody's favorite producer, director, actor, star, Elizabeth Banks. And so she's our favorite of all those categories.
Yeah.
And then on the list of favorite movies we've ever seen, right at the top is Cocaine Bear.
Yeah.
And I remember when I walked out of Cocaine Bear with my friends, I watched it with three guys, one of whom regularly listens to the show. And when we were walking out, all anybody could talk about was how much longer till the sequel? When are they going to make Cocaine Bear 2? Do I remember that correctly? Is that how the conversation?
I feel like maybe it might be a little bit muddled.
Was it? Am I misremembering this?
Do you remember what my famous words were after it rolled?
Hit me.
My favorite words, my famous words immediately after this.
It's so famous that I don't remember them.
I turned to my friend before even getting up and said, "I'm sorry,"
right?
Because he had gotten a babysitter.
Oh my God, that's the biggest risk that you run as owning a movie theater. Like, guys can come in and buy a movie ticket and not like the show, and that's one thing. But then, like when you think about all that went into them being here,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, they got a babysitter, they talked their friends into coming along, you know, like they cleared that out of the house, they got here. Like, so much comes into, and that's part of what I try to instill in my team is like understanding by the time your customer walks in the door, they've already done all that stuff to get here.
Right.
And then for them to sit and watch Cocaine Bear. All right, so David, Elizabeth Banks is recently announced that she is set to direct, thank God, Cocaine Bear 2. Was she in Cocaine Bear 1?
No, but she produced it.
Produced it. Produced the hell out of it.
Yeah, her name was all over it.
Yeah, she produced it so hard that it did no business and sucked.
Yeah.
What's the plot of Cocaine Bear 2?
More cocaine.
You know who
End of story.
You know who I would like to direct this better than Elizabeth Banks?
Who's that?
The Mystery Gobble. Because he's always sending us, we're going to talk later, he's always sending us ideas about cocaine sharks and
he should at least write it.
methamphetamine raccoons. Right, he should at least write it.
Yeah.
We should put his team in touch with Elizabeth Banks' team, who, by coincidence, is Elizabeth Banks.
I was going to say. His team's probably Elizabeth Banks, too.
All right, so God bless you. Let me just tell you right now, I am gonna book Cocaine Bear 2.
I mean, you've got it because you don't know.
You don't know.
It's one of those weird mysteries. It's like, it's probably going to be horrible, but...
Yeah. All right, David, walk us into this last political item.
Okay, SAG.
'Cause
Screen
now-
Actors Guild.
Now we're serious.
Yeah,
We've
no.
been accused of laughing too much.
Right.
So let's get serious.
Let's start with this. I mean, this is a big announcement.
Yeah. I wish we had an actual announcement.
We're announcing that the Screen Actors Guild has gone on strike once again, but don't get your
What?
panties in a bunch.
Yeah, just relax. Unclench.
No. They're gone on strike with the video game industry in dispute of their use of AI and replacing them for voice acting roles. This is a fight that it makes you want to roll your eyes, but when you get down to it, is massively important
I think-
for the industry.
Next week
And
we should
people's
do
livelihoods.
the show to a disco theme.
Get down with it just in the background the whole time.
Exactly.
yeah, that won't get annoying instantly. Well, I guess we could always put the disco theme in the background and post.
That's what I'm saying.
So you and I don't have to
Right.
deal with it.
That's the main thing.
Yeah.
We don't want it.
We don't want it.
Right.
You can have it. We don't want it.
All right.
So that's a big thing. I mean, I support it. It's one of those things like another strike to hear about, but at the same time, like, they need to do this now before it becomes like, it's one of those things that's in such its infancy. If you don't put regulations now, it's going to run rampant once it becomes actually good at what it's meant to do.
You got to nip it in the bud.
Yes. Yeah. All right. And that is all the news fit to print.
Old school.
Old school.
Keep it simple. Doing the little disco thing and then at the end.
Yeah. I was
Nailed
like, is
it.
he roller skating
Yeah.
too?
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
exactly what I was doing. I was
was
doing
like,
the disco roller.
Whoa. All right.
What if we recorded the show on roller skates?
It would be horrible because I'd be constantly falling down. At the end of the show, you just hear me because my back is so
You know
destroyed.
who would pitch that as a movie idea?
Who's that?
Elizabeth Banks. All right, gentlemen, listen, here's my idea.
Here's my idea. Roller skates.
The Penn Cinema podcast on roller
Yeah,
skates.
the camera's even on roller skates.
All right, this week we have 7 or 8 trailers, 7 it looks like, and I'm of the opinion, with some questionable comments, I'm of the opinion that these are all really good trailers.
I am with you on this one. And my trailer of the week is a battle between two. And maybe probably not the two that you would think.
I know I have a clear trailer of the week, which is a little bit biased because of my interest in the subject matter.
Yeah.
But I also have it's not a clear trailer of the week. Like there's very close runner-ups.
Okay.
Let's start at the top with Joker trailer 2. This is Joaquin. This
Sounds so pretentious.
Do we have any listeners in France?
I haven't seen any downloads over there, but now that the Olympics are taking place,
I'm counting on you, LeBron.
anything could happen.
Simon.
Yeah.
Is it Simon Biles or Simone?
Simone.
Simone. Counting on you, Simone.
Simon Biles.
Download our shit.
I wish you would put the accent on the wrong side. It's Simon Biles.
Joker trailer 2 starring Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga opens everywhere, including IMAX, on October 4th.
Right.
This is going to be a massive movie.
It is.
I'm incredibly excited for the movie The trailer to me was kind of like whatever. I still don't understand, and maybe I'm just not good at like paying attention the way you are, but I still don't exactly understand the plot.
Well,
is this an origin story of Harley Quinn?
I would like to, sort of, yeah.
Okay.
I'd like to also remind everyone that this is a musical. Because once again, the trailer fails to convey that information.
You know, the last time you tried to set that up as a problem, you were the only person who saw it as a problem.
I don't think that it's a problem. I think that I don't think it's a problem for me and you.
No, I disagree. The internet is trying to make a thing out of this, and they are.
The Hot Topic crowd is not ready for it.
They are uppity, snobbery bullshit. I call bullshit on this whole topic. Like the world is.
It's not that it is a musical. It's that they hide that it's that the industry has become accustomed to hiding their musicals.
False.
We've had this discussion before. They've been hiding it this year.
And I was worried about it last year, but Charlie and the Chocolate Factory or whatever that was called, Willy Wonka, that did just fine.
Wonka. Anyway, this trailer. Here's what this trailer did to me. This trailer, I was like, oh. It does a great way of showing how Joker gets in, like, because all right, I don't know about you, but when I was reading and watching Batman comics, and you see Joker has all these minions, or any show where the bad guy has tons of minions, you're always like, why?
Right.
Like who?
Right.
Would do this?
Right.
And I think they've done a really good job of showing his way of like influencing people to follow him.
Yeah.
In this, and it would explain why he would have minions. And I was thinking to myself, I like this. I do like this Joker.
I do too.
I like what they're doing with Harley Quinn. I wish that Batman existed. I wish that they made this prequel in a world where Batman existed, so you could be like, this is the Joker becoming a powerhouse that. Later, Batman would he could show up in a Batman movie,
right?
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, and you would, and then when he shows up in a Batman movie, you wouldn't have to spend so much time in the Batman movie explaining who the Joker is,
right?
Because you would understand his motivations, right?
Yes.
And like you would get why people follow him. You would get why Batman doesn't kill, but even if he did, if he killed the Joker, how it would only make him more of a martyr.
On a scale of 0 to 100, what % chance is there that there's a Batman shows up in this movie?
0, because Batman's 8 years old.
Right.
They met him in the first movie.
But it would be super cool.
I mean, it would, but it would have been best. That's why I'm like, man, missed opportunity.
Yeah. No, I think that's really insightful point. And whatever. But I mean, the first,
So they kind of put themselves in a box. If they would have totally ignored the Bruce Wayne, well, I guess it was a thing about, is he a Bruce Wayne's son or Thomas Wayne's son in the first movie? But if they had not done that, then like they would have left it open for Batman maybe showing up eventually. But anyway.
Can we just remind ourselves how much the first Joker movie made?
Oh, it was huge.
I believe it crossed $1 billion.
Yeah. Side note, back to news. Inside Out 2 is now the highest grossing animated film.
Ever.
Inside
Out 2, which is our number 3 ranked movie. Number 4 ranked movie going into its 8th week.
And it beat out Frozen 2? Or Frozen?
Yep.
One of the Frozens.
Both. All right, the next trailer up, we have one that I'm super excited about, even though I'm not the target audience. Transformers 1, Trailer 2. This opens at the end of September, 9/20. And I was so excited about this because there's some throwbacks to like old school Transformers. Mm-hmm. Not the Transformers that we know and love, from Shia LaBeouf and Megan Fox and Michael Bay. This is a completely is animated the right word, or is it? Yeah. And it stars Chris Hemsworth and a bunch of other really great people. And how did you love or hate when they got to the part and they were trying to psych each other up, and it's like this big, like rah-rah scene, and he goes, "It's time to show them we are more than meets the eye."
Oh
my God, that's the line!
They said it.
They said it. And then at the closing of the trailer, like real subtle, the theme music, the title comes up, the title card comes up, Transformers 1, and real subtle behind it. Like, oh man, it's on.
I am looking forward to this.
I hope that I have such high hopes for this, and I really hope it connects with the kids, that it's not targeting the cynical 22-year-old internet crowd.
Right.
They're targeting 10-year-olds.
Right.
And I really hope that this becomes like a good, fun, popular movie.
Yeah.
Because I think it looks sweet. I think it looks charming.
Charming is the word I was going to go with.
Yeah,
too.
charming's a good word.
Yeah.
Exciting, fun. Okay.
Yeah. Moving on, we have my trailer of the week.
And mine.
It's a complete unknown with my favorite actor, Edward Norton.
Timothy Chalamet.
And also Timothy Chalamet, I guess.
Edward Norton narrates, I think. And
he's in it too.
Oh, okay.
He's like the guy who discovers.
Okay, but his voiceover is on the trailer, right?
Yeah, but they show that he's actually talking in a room.
Right. And the movie is about Bob Dylan, who's played by Timothy Chalamet, and his early years girlfriend, played by Ellie Fanning.
Ellie Fanning. I think it's Ellie.
Elif Anning?
Elif Fanning.
Fanning.
Yeah.
Anyway, the movie looks amazing.
Yes.
I love the Bob Dylan topic. I love the approach. It's his early years. I don't know. It's his early years in New York, his arrival in New York City, in the Village. It looks amazing.
Yeah, I think that there's a reason why my runner-up, I think, is a movie that I want to see that looks more interesting. But when we're voting for trailers, this was a more effective trailer because we'll get to the other trailer, why it didn't work for me as a trailer.
Yeah.
This is a much more effective, gets you in with the music, with the narration, with the visuals. Like, it's just all around a better trailer.
It's funny because when I saw this on the list, I was like, a complete unknown. Oh, somebody's ripping off Bob Dylan lyrics.
Got him.
All right,
moving on. We have Borderlands' final trailer. This is going to come out on August 9th. This movie has been in the works for so long that the girl who plays the little girl in the movie is now playing adults in TV shows. They also announced at Comic-Con that they were like, oh, by the way, it goes in a different direction than you would think it would. And I don't know enough about the franchise, but I know that people were upset. The idea was like, oh, you mean it doesn't actually do this thing that it looks like it was going to do? And people were like, ugh. So.
You know me, David.
Yeah.
I'm an eternal optimist. I'm nothing if not a cup half full guy.
Yeah.
Right? I want so badly to be surprised by this movie because to me, this looks like a throwaway wannabe Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
This looks like the expression my friend uses all the time. This is a poor man's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Now, don't count it completely out.
Okay.
It comes from a huge franchise.
Okay. Thank you.
Huge. So I think there's a large amount of people who will come see it just because it's part of the franchise. But I would also say if they don't do it right, those people won't come out again. Like if it makes good money and they're like, oh, greenlit a sequel, but the movie's not actually good. Like, I don't know that the sequel will do any business.
Interesting. The next trailer is called His Three Daughters, and it's for a movie that is coming to select theaters from our former friends at Netflix.
Yes. This movie looks incredibly dramatic and touching, and one of those things that I will totally watch, but doesn't have an audience.
Yeah. It's another example of a perfectly made, or not perfect, a very well made movie.
Yeah.
That looks incredibly well done, but just so freaking sad.
The premise is there's a guy dying. He has 3 daughters who have come to take care of him, and it's about them like coping with losing their dad.
And coping with each other
and
during the process.
Yeah, and especially one of them is kind of like has been taking care of the dad, but then when the other 2 shows up, just kind of like completely falls apart because they seem to have it all together and she doesn't. The line from the movie that sticks well, they say, what should his obituary be? And she said,
He married
a couple crazy bitches, raised a couple crazy bitches.
Right. It looks good. I mean, this looks great. I say our former friends at Netflix because I'm currently irritated by the fact that they have really shrunk their footprint. When they say something's in select theaters, they now mean one theater in New York and one theater in LA.
The one they own.
And that's obnoxious as hell. Yeah. So I will probably not be able to. I will not watch this movie because I won't be able to watch it without being annoyed at Netflix.
Next up is my runner-up.
Yes, same with me.
It's called The Critic.
Yep.
Starring Sir
Yeah.
Ian
Oh.
McKellen.
Good day, sir.
Good day, sir.
And to you, jolly chap.
How dare ye?
Was that a British man speaking Chinese?
Yeah, how dare ye?
Yeah, Ching-chang.
Yeah. The Critic. So this is a pre-World War II into World War II movie of a play critic.
Theater,
critic.
please.
Oh my goodness. Who is getting old but super high up in the business. Like he's part of the old hat. They control everything.
The business of the newspaper.
The newspaper. They control everything. He's openly gay in a time when it's not accepted, and then the Nazis take over, and it's really not
accepted.
And his world comes crashing down. But he goes out on a revenge kick.
Yeah.
Using his power to manipulate things to make things bad for this guy, the antagonist.
This movie looks awesome.
It does, but the first half of the trailer did not look awesome.
Right.
I almost wrote it all off because I was like, well, this isn't a bad story about a rich open gay guy in a time when it wasn't allowed. It just feels like it's been done a million times. But then they added in the Nazi revenge line, and it's like, oh, now this
I can get behind.
This made it a whole lot more interesting. Sir Ian McKellen looks like he's doing a great job for 80 whatever he is.
My fear with this movie is I was unable to. I couldn't really nail down what studio is this. Lionsgate UK maybe.
Oh, I missed it. So you don't think it's gonna come out here?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I have to figure out who's behind it.
Yeah, but it does look really good. I'm more interested to see this than A Complete Unknown, but A Complete Unknown had a better trailer.
I would tend to agree.
Yeah.
I would tend to agree. I bet you I will enjoy The Critic more than A Complete... that's not true.
You'll probably enjoy both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
You can enjoy more than one thing.
Middle ground?
Well, here's the thing. You'll enjoy one to its most until the next one comes up, because they're probably not pretty close together.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Next up, our last trailer for this week is called The Thicket, which is another new modern Western that doesn't look nearly as good as Horizon did as a Western, which is weird.
Just to give the listener some perspective, I would not have compared this to Horizon. I would have compared this more like Tarantino's Hateful Eight.
Or The Bear.
Or the Revenant?
Yeah, The Revenant.
Yeah, I would think this is a closer match with the Hateful Eight. I don't think this looks great. This looks okay, but it doesn't look great.
A girl is kidnapped and a group of people chase after them. I think the thing about it that made me the most interested is when they're like, you realize that when we get your sister back, she might not be the same person she was when they took her. I guess it's a long time, Stockholm syndrome, or just abuse changes people.
Right.
Yeah. I thought that was really interesting.
No, the movie looks like it's going to be well made or whatever, but...
Yeah, I don't know if it'll be good. Yeah. Well made, but maybe not good.
Right.
Starring Peter Dinklage.
Right.
Moving on, that's all our trailers this week. So we agreed A Complete Unknown is the trailer of the week. Go watch it.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, did you want... That's right. We're done with trailers. Let's move on to the movie.
I hate that so much.
I will eventually take the fart off, but I'll leave it as a mystery as to when it happens.
The Deadpool and Wolverine opened this weekend at theaters everywhere and is on track for the first $200 million opening weekend for an R-rated title ever.
Whoa.
Cranked out $96 million on opening day, including $38 million from the Thursday night shows. And I think we talked in past episodes that they were projecting this to be between 180 and 210, 215. So we're recording here on Sunday morning, so we don't have final numbers, but I think it's going to land right at 200, which is pretty freaking incredible.
Good.
And what's interesting to me, Marvel, Twisters also had a great weekend. Despicable Me and Inside Out also all had great weekends. And I think it's the kind of thing where Deadpool being in the news helps everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, enough about the business. All of that is the only reason I read that is because for the first time in a long time, a super hyped, massive blockbuster
has overperformed,
lived up to or exceeded expectations.
Yeah.
So that was really nice as someone in the industry, happy to see that, two different people associated with the Penn Cinema management team used the phrase feels like the old days. It feels like the good old days.
Now, I walked in at 11 o'clock on Sunday morning and like parking lot's pretty packed.
For a Sunday morning, yeah.
And I'm like, Deadpool, it's got to be Deadpool.
So we had, I would call the Spanish language open captions were a success.
Ooh, nice.
And also we had really a lot of fun with W Donuts on Saturday morning for the 7:45 a.m. show of Deadpool, which brought out 77 people, all of whom got a free Deadpool-themed donut, and they were able to buy a coffee at Mocha Motion.
Nice.
See how that's like a play on words? Mocha Motion, not Loca, right? Mocha Motion.
Get it, but then I did.
Yeah, you did. And we love Mocha Motion. They're our new friends, and they made a little bit of fun of me because I got an oat milk latte, and I had them put in extra couple shots of espresso, and they felt as though that was going to be a lot for me. They gave me the old like, "Are you sure?"
Did you turn back to him and say, "I'm an Iron Man"?
I was like, dude, you have no idea who you're talking to.
Yeah, literally. And they're like, but you're Penn, you introduced yourself.
Right. So I have some idea.
Some idea who you are.
Okay. With all that as the background, Mr. recently board certified Marvel expert David Moulton will now grace us with his opinion what you thought about Deadpool.
I want to, before I get into that, I heard opening night you sold out of like everything.
Oh my God. The
Deadpool.
The Deadpool merchandise was insane.
Except for the keychains, they're still here.
The keychains
surprises me because they're awesome.
Well, the keychains are the fact that the keychains are still here is not a reflection of them not being awesome. No. It's a reflection of the fact that we were able to get tons of them. If we had, we could have doubled our merchandise and sold out of it as well.
I told someone, I was like, I heard they sold out. And they said, why didn't they order more? And I looked at them like, how? What? Like, they probably got what they could or what they thought. Like,
I love it. I love it.
How would they?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Anyway, Deadpool and Wolverine. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie.
Starring Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman.
Which is funny because every time they refer to him as Hugh in anything, I'm always like, who? Oh, yeah. Because I never just hear him as Hugh. It's always Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
Which to me sounds like huge Jackman.
And the other guy that was in this, small character but significant character, was Tom from Succession.
Oh, yeah.
He was great. He was great. I thought his character, I thought he did a great job with the character.
Back from Deadpool 2.
Oh, is that right? Was he in Deadpool 2?
Yeah, that's
why. Okay, I didn't put that together.
He's on his team that he puts together.
All right, so you loved it.
Okay, let's just say spoilers right off the bat.
Right. You loved it. I loved it. Walk us through it.
Okay. My thing with this movie, I didn't love it as much as I just really, really enjoyed it because I need to see it again. I wonder, not that it's going to be bad, but I'm like, what kind of stay power in my heart does this have, if that makes any sense? Because this movie is shock value.
Uh-huh.
And does the shock value hold over time?
Right.
Like, the second time I'm watching it, I'll still be psyched, right? But then the more that I think about it, like, but what? Like, is it going to degrade? I don't think it. I'm kind of feeling that it won't degrade in how good it is overall, but my excitement for it will definitely degrade.
Let me interject there.
Yeah.
Because I think that's a really interesting way to measure it. I want to see it again.
Okay.
Not because I loved it so much that I want to see it again, but because it was so funny
Yeah.
and so good that I feel like I missed. Like, I want to see it a second time to catch what I missed.
Yeah.
Right?
I feel
Now,
like I missed a lot of stuff.
I'm not predicting that this is a movie that I'm going to want to return to time and time again for many, many years.
Yes.
What I'm saying is right now in the summer of 2024, I want to see it again because I bet you there's some funny shit that I missed.
The hidden things and secrets videos that Screen Crush put out, they're amazing on YouTube, is an hour long for all the stuff
Oh, wow.
that they noted in it. Anyway, I guess my other thing is this is not the saving grace of Marvel. Like I kind of thought it might be. I was really hoping that they were going to end the multiverse saga with this.
Instead, they leaned into it.
Instead, they leaned hard into it. I thought that this would bring Deadpool at the end somehow into the MCU onto the proper timeline, the sacred timeline.
Oh, yeah.
And which at the beginning is the plot of the movie, that they're trying to move him over to the sacred timeline. Right. That said, the plot of this movie I thought was good. I liked the idea of an anchor being what holds a story together.
Yeah.
I like that it wasn't Deadpool in his universe. That the cameos were amazing.
The scene where Deadpool is interviewing with Jon Favreau.
Yeah.
And he says, the big guy doesn't do that anymore. And Deadpool goes, what, cameos?
Yeah. I was trying to place when that took place in the timeline. Because they talk about Tony like he's still alive.
Oh, absolutely. Like he's in the other room.
Yeah, they talk. But in the background on the shelf is the picture of the Mobius thing, the thing that he uses to create time travel.
Right.
So it's like, wow, that's post his death.
Oh.
To have that.
Yeah. Well, I saw they had that thing that said proof that Tony Stark has a heart, but that's from the first Iron Man movie.
Right, and then they put that on his grave, on his memorial boat.
I don't know.
So it's a weird. Somebody will point that out, I'm sure. This is 2018. I can't remember what year Endgame was supposed to take place.
Yeah.
Anyway, I did like the fact that he was like, "Oh, you're coming to get me because of all the time traveling I did." They're like, "Nah, that's whatever." They like how they would just wash things under the rug because they're like, "It was the old Fox thing,
right?
It's whatever. We're just going from here on out."
The Fox jokes were just great, so funny.
And to me, more than the cameos, the way they dealt with them, I think was better. Like small lines, like how they were like, "Oh, when he's got Blade, Elektra, and Gambit there." And he's like, "Oh, these people whose realities didn't get to experience their full stories," and then Channing Tatum goes, "Or never got to realize them at all because they never made his movie." It's like that kind of those just tiny things. Who's your favorite cameo? Let's start with that. And when you saw Chris Evans, did you know what was going to happen?
That's the Chris I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
I did not know it was going to happen. I thought it was full on was Captain America, and then it turned out to be the fire guy.
Yeah, because he was Human Torch.
Human Torch in the Fantastic Four. Who's my favorite cameo? I don't know. Who was yours?
Blade. Two reasons. Because I never would have thought they would have let Wesley Snipes back or near it in any capacity. And then two, I would have never thought that Wesley Snipes, who's been duly noted to be insane, would have let himself be made fun of in this way.
Right.
And there's a couple, just the lines between, like, some of the stuff that he says in the movie, making fun of himself, and of the Blade movies, which he's like, because at the one point he's like, there's only ever been one Blade, and then Deadpool just looks at the camera like, I mean, there's a new Blade movie coming out, cast by somebody else. And the other thing is when he says his line that's famous because he ad-libbed it in one of in the first movie, and it makes no sense. And some people always trying to ice skate uphill. And in this movie, he says, people still trying to ice skate uphill. And it's like, what?
You picked like a good iconic comic books answer. I'm going to go with a cameo that wasn't. And I'm going to say my favorite cameo is Jon Favreau, just because of the joke about Tony Stark not doing cameos anymore.
He's like, aim for the middle. Be like me, aim for the middle ground.
Right. That whole scene was hilarious.
Yeah.
Totally unnecessary. Did not contribute anything to the plot, but was funny as hell. Just so good. I loved it. I also loved, I agree with you, some of the funniest parts were like the little lines that if you weren't careful, you might have missed. So for example, Deadpool says to Wolverine, okay, Mr. PG-13, except for the last one. Just so funny,
When he walks in on his birthday party, he goes, oh, this is so great. 5 years ago, you all would have been dead. Because he had resurrected them all.
Right. No, it was great. I definitely want to see it again.
Yeah.
Because I think it's the kind of movie where, luckily I watched it with our mutual friend, Mark Pons.
Yeah.
Mark and I watched it. And he had to explain a lot to me as we were going.
That's another part about this that concerns me. How much of the movie is lost? Because it relies heavily on you. This movie is made for and relies heavily on people like me, who watched every single Marvel movie, even though they were going to be bad in like the 90s and early 2000s. What I mean by that is, people who have seen the Fox movies, and not just the Disney Marvel movies.
Yeah, gotcha.
Because there's not actually a whole lot of Disney Marvel in it.
I made an analogy, and you tell me if you think this holds up. I think the insider baseball in Deadpool and Wolverine is comparable to watching a Despicable Me movie with your kids, and the grown-up humor, the kids don't notice that they don't get the grown-up humor. But the grown-ups laugh at it. Like, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't take away from the movie for the kids, but for their parents, that's a hilarious joke.
Right.
Like, is it the same kind of thing? Like, it didn't take away from the movie from my experience, but for a guy like you, that's a hilarious joke.
I think it might be.
That's pretty good. It's a pretty good analogy.
I think it's toting because of how influential some of the cameos are, and they don't explain who Blade is or Elektra or Gambit. Well, they give Gambit a little bit since he didn't have a movie. But, like, because of that, like, how much... You know what the test will be? When I watch it with my mom. That's when I'll know if it has... Because...
Shady lady.
Because if she can watch it and enjoy it and not have any clue... Because she'll never... She's seen the movies.
Right.
Because she watched them with me at some point in my life.
Right.
I would wager hard cash she doesn't remember any of
Right.
them.
Much like myself.
Yeah. So, that'll be, to me, that's the real test. But she wants to see it just because of Hugh Jackman. So,
yeah. Her and a lot of people have that. And then there's also a lot of people who want to see it just because it's a big hyped movie.
That's true, too. So I'm going to go out and say best movie I've ever seen.
Definitely best movie I've ever seen, period. Hard stop.
Now, next week, what's up? Are we doing Trap? Or
Trap, M. Night.
Okay.
M. Night Shyamalan.
Is that the big one?
Shyamalan. That's the big one. It's the big one, Wheezy.
Okay.
I'm excited. Now, listen, I think that there's a decent chance Deadpool is still Deadpool will definitely still be the number one movie. there's a decent chance that Twisters is the number 2 movie.
Okay.
And there's a outside chance that Despicable Me is the number 3 movie, and Trap is number 4.
I would say Trap is 4 or below.
Yeah.
But
still, in terms of the new movies, Trap's the new one. Also next weekend, though, for people with kids, Harold and the Purple Crayon opens.
Oh, yeah.
And do some business. It's not gonna beat Despicable Me, I don't think.
No, I doubt it.
But it's gonna do some business.
Coming back to Deadpool. Imagine if it would have ended how I thought it was going to.
How did you think it was gonna end?
You take out. If you change this one aspect, the way that they move through the universe with the Doctor Strange circle, you take that away.
Yeah.
Right? And you have some other way for them to move through. They get a temp pad or whatever. And then at the end of the movie, they're like, what's next? And then the circle appears, and they jump through, and it's the end game battle. And they retcon that they've been in the MCU since the end game battle, where they got the call from Doctor Strange to come join. And that's how it implies that they're there in the MCU now in the same universe.
That would have been cool.
That would have been cool, right?
Yeah.
All right. Just seeing. I should write for Marvel. Anyway, moving on. Listener feedback, comments, so forth and so on. This stuff was written in at podcasts@penncinema.com. This first one was really touching. Pop Peter wrote in and he said, "Congratulations, David, on coming back after Penn left you for so long. And I really missed you."
Right. Something like that.
Something like that.
It was pretty much along those lines.
Yeah, it was along those lines. It was a lot about me and a lot less about Penn than you would think.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
We get that a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. It definitely wasn't a very short sentence that said, "Good job, Penn."
No.
No. It was,
"Dear David, thanks for everything you do."
yeah. Did you get the food basket I sent?
Right.
Yeah.
Mom keeps asking about you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So he was probably hacked.
Yeah.
Right.
So the note says, "Good job, Penn," quotes, he was probably hacked.
He was probably hacked.
Yeah.
Next up, we have...
We do the gobble gobble. We do the turkey wobble. We do the gobble gobble gobble.
Everybody's favorite gobbler, with the Mystery Gobble, who, by the way, can we just pause and reflect here? The Mystery Gobble celebrating a big birthday this week. So happy birthday, Scott. God bless.
Oh my gosh, what is this, 63,000?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big number.
It's a big number.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I mean...
Is it 60? 55?
I'm older than you.
Yeah, so I'm trying...
And he's a shade older than me.
I know, that's what I'm trying... I'm having trouble...
Yeah.
Because we're 11, right? 11
Right,
years?
that's right. Oh, 11 years age separation.
Right.
I thought you meant we're 11 years old. That's how it feels.
That's how it feels.
That's how it feels.
To everyone listening to the show.
Anyway, happy birthday, Scott. Good stuff. Mystery Gobble writes in and says he wants to share with us because he's a good hard-hitting journalist,
Right.
much like ourselves.
Yeah. I often wonder, why didn't this guy write for the paper?
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe he does, but it's under like a nom de plume. How's that for some French shit?
Who's Joker now?
Folie à deux, plum de nom.
Oh my gosh.
Oui,
Do I have to
oui.
put a warning on language?
Gay Paris. Mr. Gobble writes in with some hard-hitting journalism that reports Brazilian sharks swimming on
Plural.
the coast in Brazil
Brazil.
have tested positive for cocaine.
Yeah.
Now, I have a couple follow-up questions. David,
Yeah.
did you read the article he sent?
Nope.
Oh, shit. That's gonna be a problem. Because my follow-up question, when the headline of an article is Brazilian sharks test positive for cocaine.
And the subtitle should be, "Who would have guessed otherwise?"
When the headline is Brazilian sharks test positive for cocaine, you feel like there's 0% chance that you need to read the article.
Right.
But then later you're walking away and you're getting a coffee and you're thinking to yourself, wait a minute.
How?
Why are they testing sharks?
Why? Yeah.
Like for banned substances? And is there a protocol? Is there What else did they test? Did they test positive for marijuana or sharks down there smoking bongs and?
Probably. I mean, I would be less surprised if they were only on one drug.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I did not read this article because so many people sent it to me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, the amount of people that sent this to me would make you think that I liked Cocaine Bear.
They would make you think that you like. I thought you were going to say that you liked sharks or that you liked cocaine.
Yeah. They're like, this is a guy who liked Cocaine Bear. He probably wants to talk about.
That's funny.
This.
It says something about our friend groups. I'm a little bit jealous that I only have one friend who sent it to me.
Really?
And you have apparently a flock.
It was like 3 people sent it to me. To the point where 3 was enough for me to be like, well, enough people have sent this to me. I don't need to read it.
Okay. A lot of people would say the opposite.
Right. But again,
not David.
Like, if one person sent it to me, I'd be like, oh, curious. Let's read about this and be knowledgeable for when I can bring this up later. But instead, enough people told me that they read the article.
You know why,
and
David?
Thus, me having the knowledge would not make me better than them. So why do I need to know it?
A lot of people are going to do stuff, but not you. You know why? Because you, my friend, are a trailblazer.
That's exactly it.
You're not. You know, the rest of the world can go ahead and read their articles.
Yeah.
But you're finding your own way.
Yeah, that's a great way of putting
Oh,
it.
the places you'll go.
No one else will be there, but I'll go.
But I'll go.
All right. So again, if you want to be a part of the show, podcast at pencinema.com is the best way to reach us.
And next week, stay tuned because we're going to reveal our new email address.
Yeah.
We're updating.
It's going to be crazy.
All right. So have your pen and paper ready and do your thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Penn, I have a big question for you.
Talk to me.
What's with you?
What's with me? I've been watching. I've been dipping into the Olympics. I haven't caught the fever yet.
Yeah.
I'm not like obsessed, but Marley and I dipped in a little bit, watched a little bit later. It's like, okay, but I think the Olympics takes a little while. You got to build some momentum.
The ceremonies were supposedly really good.
Did you watch them?
I didn't because I was here watching Deadpool.
Yeah, attaboy. I also watched the finale of Presumed Innocent with Jake Gyllenhaal, which I found to be wildly disappointing. Basically the whole thing's a murder mystery.
Yeah.
And they're all through their whole thing, there's clues, and you're trying to, in your mind, you're watching the show, but you're trying to think who did it. And then in the end, they reveal who did it. Oh, but then there's a double twist, and it's not this person, it's the other person, which is fine, except that it's so there was zero indications throughout the entire, it's like you're trying in your mind, the show leads you to believe it could be one of, let's just for an example say one of these 3 people. Mm-hmm. And so you as a good watcher,
right,
you're invested in it, so you work in your mind who you think did it, and then at the very last closing minutes of the show they're like, oh, just kidding, it's this 5th person over here. You know what I mean? And it's okay, that's fine, but whatever. It was a good show, but I didn't like how it ended. I'm currently watching Chloe on Netflix, which is a German thriller spy show. It's German with English subtitles, and I'm loving it.
You know what I just thought of when you were talking about that show? About mysteries? What was that show we watched? We both watched it. That was with Will Arnett, where he was the fake detective.
Oh, yeah.
And he had the guest celebrities had to ad-lib the...
Yeah.
I want more of that. I don't remember what it's called, but I want more of that.
It was so great, neither one of us can remember
the
it.
Christmas special was really funny.
Yeah. David, what's with you?
Let me tell you.
How much time you got?
Remember how I was like, Tony Baloney's make me watch Misfits?
Yeah, Tony
Baloney. I finished it.
Okay.
I watched through.
And are you still friends with Tony?
I am.
Okay.
It's one of those shows that the end of each episode, the coming up next, they preview at the end of each episode, was always interesting enough for me to want to watch the next episode, while in the middle of the next episode being like, do I really need to watch this?
What is it? The kind of thing where you have to question, what am I doing with my life?
Here's the thing. It had writers that were really good at writing drama and crazy things, but didn't know how to write a show with people with powers. Because they gave these people mildly useless powers, but then never gave them situations to use them. So they would always have, it was like kind of like a Monster of the Week show, but then they would always wind up killing the person by accidentally pushing them into a coat hanger, or they would always bonk their head and die. And it wasn't until the last season when it became very self-referential, where they're going to like save someone. Like, oh, how do we get in the building? And the one person's like, why don't you use some of the powers that you have? And the one guy's like, oh yeah, we really should try and use those more often. You know? So anyway, I watched that. I've been listening to Artemis by Andy Weir, who's the guy who did The Martian. It's okay. It's his. I think he's written 3 books that I'm aware of. This one is the one that's most sci-fi and not like the other 2 are like based in current technology space stuff. And this one's like just a little bit further in the future. We're living on the moon. It's not quite as good. And then I've been playing a lot of Tears of the Kingdom, Zelda. And that game is so huge, and I keep getting lost, and I keep thinking I'm making progress, and then I see a video that's like, remember when you were at the beginning of the game? That's you right now. And you're like, dang it.
Dang it.
I thought I was doing something. I'm clearly not.
I thought I was doing something with my life.
Yeah. Nope. So anyway, that's what's up with me. All right. So next week we're going to watch Trap. Sorry. And
M. Night.
I predict lackluster.
Okay.
That's my prediction.
I'm excited to see it because, for a lot of reasons, but because I don't have a prediction. Like, I really don't know if this is, like, great or another swing and a miss or...
I do like that we don't know the ending yet.
Yep.
But my faith is weak in M. Night.
Like the Force.
Yeah.
The Force is weak in you.
Exactly.
Pew, pew.
All right. Look, if you want to be a part of the show, the best way to do that is to email us, podcast@penncinema.com. But if you want to support the show... Penn, what's the number 1 way to do that?
Well, I noticed somebody was doing something the other day. It caught my eye.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We were out to a restaurant.
A restaurante?
And what happened was our food was slow. And we were like, well, what's going on? You know, what are we going to do to get our food? And what we did was we put out our phones, which people love at a restaurant, and we put on the Penn Cinema podcast.
Like multiple people.
Right.
Not the same episode even.
The same episode, and you don't start them concurrently.
Right.
You know, everybody pick their own episode.
Right.
And crank it up full volume.
Yeah.
You know, and I saw that people were doing this, and I saw that it was annoying a lot of people in the restaurant. I thought, this is the way to get people talking.
Yeah.
This is the way to get people talking.
This is the way to get people talking.
So if you want to do that, if you find yourself waiting for your food, you know, instead of just sitting there and waiting and thinking, boy, I wish my food would get here.
Right.
What you could do to support the show is use that opportunity to attract attention to your table, your fellow diners. But if you're more of a low key type,
yeah,
if you're not one to draw attention to yourself, much
Right.
like myself, then just tell a friend how much you enjoy the show.
Oh.
You could even tell your waitress.
Here's a tip. When the tip line,
Right. You know, I went down that road.
Yeah.
We've already done that one.
Okay.
I remember we did it. It was like a couple years ago.
Yeah.
About like, instead of leaving a tip right on the thing, and we did that bit like literally a year or 2 ago.
Wow.
A couple years ago.
How dare us?
And I forgot until I started down the road of like
well, gladly you pivoted
the
to a new
restaurant
alley.
scene. Right.
Yeah.
We got a whole new situation.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be
It's
awesome.
so much better. All right. Well, once again for the Penn Cinema Podcast, I'm David Wilson.
And I'm Penn Ketchum.
Take care and party on.
Thanks for joining us this episode. Our hosts would love to hear from you. To contact the show with your thoughts and reviews, email podcast@penncinema.com. This podcast is a production of Penn Cinema. Escape to the movies at Penn Cinema, featuring crisp digital projection, killer sound, reserved seating, and premium power recliners. With locations in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, Wilmington, Delaware, and Huntington Valley, Pennsylvania. Showtimes and tickets available at www.penncinema.com.
Nice. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Great. I'm happy.
It's a cut.